I don't even get nervous anymore. I don't even know how.
Because that's your true youth, actually. Because that's your true youth. Hello, welcome to a morning briefing on Aspect TV. I am Dayo Lujawan.
And a very gifts. You're welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine, Dayo.
And
How
I
are
was
you doing?
fine. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm okay, Dayo. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I think we should go to what we have for today. Major news headlines in major newspapers in Nigeria.
We'll start off with the Punch newspaper. The major headline on the Punch newspaper says, fuel marketers predict 170 naira per litre. Claim supply drop. NNPC disagrees. According to the Punch, the pump price of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, may rise from the current 162 to 165 naira per litre to 170 naira per litre, while its depot price is projected to increase from 159 naira per litre to 165 naira per litre, all marketers said on Thursday. The Guardian newspaper, the major headline there is the EndSARS report, why we are yet to act, Buhari tells Blinken. 3 days after a leaked report of the Lagos State EndSARS judicial panel went viral, which indicated the nation's security forces of opening fire on the assembly of unarmed protesters and killing some citizens, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday broke his silence when he told the visiting United States Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, that his government would allow the system to exhaust itself, the Guardian says. Then the Vanguard newspaper, there are two major headlines here. One is the EndSARS, FG waiting for panel reports from states, Buhari, and the other is strike. Federal government promises to address ASU's demands in 7 days. The Vanguard reports that the federal government yesterday said it would address the basic demands of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, next week.
Okay, now the nation. Buhari backs lawmakers' position on direct primary. The nation leads with a report saying the move to stop the retention of the direct primary clause in the Electoral Act bill collapsed yesterday. And now, Daily Trust. Train passengers stranded, NRC loses millions as unions strike. The 3-day warning strike embarked upon by workers of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has grounded train services across the country, Daily Trust reports. Too bad. Now, Daily Independent. Nigeria's economic recovery slows as GDP drops by 0.96%, according to 0.98%. According to Daily Independent, Nigeria's economic grew slowly in the third quarter of the year when it fell to 4.03% from 5.01% recorded in the second quarter of the year, representing a drop of 0.98%. And that's all on the major news headlines in major newspapers in Nigeria right now. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dig into what we have to do.
With the Nigerian Railway Corporation going on strike, where there will be no trains, I think, today. There are no trains for today.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's pathetic, really.
Yeah.
There are so many people that really depend on
Trains to travel.
Yes. I think they'll be most disappointed to see that they won't be able to travel via the train.
Yeah, people made plans and then suddenly strikes always affect people's normal livelihoods. I mean, but then
especially when they're already used to it.
Yeah, we pray it doesn't last long because some roads are quite dangerous,
Yeah.
and then the train routes are safer
Mm-hmm.
for some commuters. So we hope it doesn't last long. And
It's going to be
the whole
for 3 days. A
issues
3 days
resolved.
warning strike.
Okay. Yeah, then let's hope their demands are met, so they don't have to go on a full-blown strike where it exceeds these 3 days.
And again, this little thing that has just happened has really affected the economy of Nigeria, because NRC has spoken that they've lost millions.
Okay.
Yes, due to this strike.
A lot of people use the trains.
Yes,
Surprisingly,
really.
a
So
lot of people.
it will just drop immediately.
Yeah.
Yes, so pathetic. To me, it's quite pathetic, and I just hope that the federal government is able to do what
It's expected
is
of
expected of them.
them.
Speedily.
Also, the ASU, Academic Staff Union of Nigeria,
Yeah,
they are also threatening strike.
yeah.
I mean, that has been a long issue. It's
Yeah.
been lingering for a while, and then the Nigerian government, federal government, has promised
To look into
meet
it, yes.
their demands in 7 days,
days.
which is a week.
They shouldn't. I think the federal government should look into it fast, because the strike of a thing is
Yeah.
not good for Nigerian students. I mean, it makes them, not Nigerian students. We have private schools, so I would say federal universities and
Yeah, but I
yes,
think
because it's not all universities that will be affected. Private universities will move on.
Yeah.
So because I go to the federal university, I should now lag behind.
But that's the issue, because I think more than half of the Nigerian population, the students' population now, go to federal universities, because not everybody, not even half of the, up to half of the population can afford to send their children
To
to
private
private universities.
universities.
Hence, all of the students in the federal universities now will be affected by this strike, and this is something that goes on every year. Almost every year, ASU goes on strike,
Yeah.
and then their promises, the government promises to meet their demands, and then they either meet it halfway, or I don't know, something
Yeah.
always happens. But we really hope that they keep to their words, and then they meet up with these demands
Yes.
in 7 days, so that they won't have to go on any strike, and then students can still remain in school.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should move to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who has broken silence on
Okay.
the NSAS,
The
yes,
panel of inquiry.
panel reports. Well, President Mohamed Buhari on Thursday spoke on the report released by the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters.
Yeah.
Yes, and he has said that the federal government will have to wait for the state government to conclude
its report.
before doing anything, before looking into the matter. Well, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, had set up the panel to look into the killings and assaults of protesters at the Leakage toll gate in Lagos. And it's also reported that on Monday, the panel submitted the report, of course we said it earlier, on the state government in indicting the military and the Nigerian police force.
Okay.
Well, the development has seen human rights activists, the international community, and several others call on the federal government to act on the reports of the Lagos State panel. Yes, international organizations are already talking to the federal government to say something about the issue, but the president has said that they cannot just jump into a conclusion like that until
I think we talked about
the
that
white
day
paper.
before
Yes,
yesterday when
yes.
calls were sent out to the president to say something concerning the whole thing. But now the president has come out to say that they will have to wait for that
The
white
Lagos,
paper,
yes, the Lagos State
which is
government.
the final, the conclusion of the report entirely.
And according to reports, it should be ready in 2 weeks. It's
Okay.
Yes, and still on NSAS,
Yeah.
Lai Mohammed has spoken. He said that we should expect his own side of the story very soon. I'll quote him. I will speak on Lagos Judicial Panel report soon.
Okay. I remember people called out to the president to prosecute Lai Mohammed concerning the role he played in the whole NSAS thing. So now the panel of inquiries, the leaked reports, because that's not yet been released.
Yes.
The leaked reports now contradicts everything Lai Mohammed said initially. So angry people, I guess, called out on the president to prosecute Lai Mohammed. Now Lai Mohammed has come out to say
there's not time for him
they
to
will
speak
respond to us shortly
at the appropriate time.
at the
So
appropriate
it's
time.
not time for him to speak.
I think his media person said
Yeah.
they are abroad on an official assignment.
Yeah.
Hence, when they return, they will talk about it. So there's not much to say there. Probably just wait until we hear what he has to say.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should move to Katsina government.
Katsina
that have reviewed how bandits are now using walkie-talkie to communicate rather than depending on telecom.
The bandits in Katsina state have literally beat the telecom shutdown.
Yeah.
Because we recall telecom services in Katsina state were shut down, and I think in other states like Kaduna as
and that's
well.
been since September.
Wow, that's a long time. I can imagine how they dare survive without the service providers and all of that. And the whole aim of this move was to curtail activities of bandits.
Yeah.
Because most of these bandits operations are kidnapping in Katsina state in the northwest. So the whole aim was just so they don't get to communicate with each other, ask for ransom, all of that. Hence, kidnapping people will become less lucrative than it actually is. But the new development is the bandits have beat this move. They now use walkie-talkies to communicate. Walkie-talkies are like this wireless radios.
Yes,
Some of them have wires, but most of them are wireless. And then you just get to communicate maybe from a particular distance, actually. But wow, okay.
I mean, that's so.
Okay.
I mean, that's so thoughtful of them. I really just when we thought that
it was coming to an end. We thought the problem was slowly being beaten, and then these people were slowly going out of business.
But this communication shutdown has really affected.
Yes, because we learned
people in Katsina.
Yeah, aside affecting people, it's also kind of aided the problem.
Yes.
Because we heard between September and October of this year, 2021, the whole kidnapping thing drastically reduced. It was still going on, but not so much of it.
But recently they kidnapped some people.
Yeah.
And according to what they said, they blamed it on the shutdown on telecom. They could not communicate with security operatives when bandits came around. Yes. So they could not communicate with neighboring villages, communities, just because telecommunication had been shut down. So it affected them.
I think it has its negatives and positives as well, because it makes sense when you say you don't want the kidnappers to communicate with each other or call people to ask for ransom, and then shutting down telecom services helps with that, because then they don't get to make calls, all of that. They don't get to ask for ransom. But then
the turnaround,
it's totally just turns the lives of people around. Because how they do things normally will now change. Because I mean, how do you go from using your cell phone to communicate normally to wondering how to communicate with someone, probably in cases of emergency or other things that could be for good?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say about this walkie-talkie development.
It's a serious issue, but of course it's funny, but it is a serious issue.
I don't know.
Just when you think that we've gotten the bandits, they won't be able to communicate with each other anymore.
And then you strike like this. Wow. We hope that the government devises new means of tackling this situation, because it's becoming quite worrisome. It just shows that these people are bent on doing this, because they're just coming up with new strategies all the time. I mean, they stopped them from using telecom services, and now they're using walkie-talkies. I don't know what they have up their sleeves next.
What I would say is that since the bandits are proven smart, the government should prove smarter.
Yeah.
They should know how to devise a means to tackle this. Another. So when the bandits is thinking about one step ahead,
You
you
should
should
try to be
think
2
of
steps
yes.
ahead of them.
So I think they should work on smartness too.
Yeah, they should strategize properly
Yes.
so that they could be ahead of the bandits.
Yes, definitely. Well, FG speaks on removal of Nigeria from U.S. religious violators list. Well, should I say it's a good news? I will. According to reports, the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, in a statement on Wednesday, announced Nigeria's removal from the list of countries that violates religious freedom. I mean, so it has been there. I mean, did anyone stop us from religion, from
No,
following our religion?
There's a way Nigerians are. I don't know.
Because
I can't.
I mean, we have
conclude.
freedom in Nigeria.
We do, but Nigerians are quite religious, and sometimes we do it to the extreme.
Of course, but if I can recall,
I think why the Nigeria's name had to be on that list.
even because it's supposed to be for countries that are debarring people
Okay.
from worshiping or accepting their own religion, accepting their own kind of religion. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. If you want to be a Muslim, you can be a Muslim. If you want to be a Christian, you can be a Christian.
Like
So
that, but we still have people trying to shove their religions down other people's throats or their beliefs. So we don't know, but I can't come to a conclusion about this.
yeah. Well, it can be recalled that the U.S. had in 2020 placed Nigeria and 6 other countries on its special watch list of states that had engaged in or tolerated severe violation of religious freedom.
Well, the good thing is that we should focus on the good because Nigeria is off the list now. So big ups to Nigeria. Let's hope our name doesn't go back on the list again.
Concerning the ancestry.
Yeah.
Okay. Gift. Do you have anything interesting?
No, I think we've exhausted the major trends making waves in Nigeria today.
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting too.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So please follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook and on Instagram at Aspheric News and on YouTube at Aspheric TV. Please follow us, drop your comments, tell us what you think about these things making waves in the country today. And please do join us next week when we come back with the morning newspaper briefing. My name is Dapper Gift.
And my name is Dario Lujo. Have a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye.